Hi, my name's Michael, and I'm coming to you to talk about depression. It's something that I've experienced in my lifetime, and I feel it's my mission to kind of communicate and share some of the things that I've been through, and maybe to help you get through depression. Now, I'm not a clinical psychologist or any sort of medical professional. I'm actually a big proponent of self-help. So this is more along the self-help sort of series, and I'm not recommending that you go off any medications or not seek a medical attention. See your professionals, follow what they're doing, just sort of use what I'm saying as something that's helpful. And if you're not seeing any sort of medical professional, psychologist, psychiatrist, maybe try seeing one too. They can always help. This is just another helpful tool for you to kind of, move beyond. So, in my opinion, Lao Tzu wrote, depression is about thinking about the past, and anxiety is about the future. So, how that sort of differentiates, in my opinion, is depression kind of coming from thinking about the past, living in the past, not being in the now, not necessarily in the future, although it does relate, because like when you're thinking about the future, when you're depressed, you don't really see a future. You don't see a good, bright, beautiful future that's going to make you happy. And when you're deep in depression, you can't imagine anything beyond the next 10 minutes. So experiencing that can be really difficult. Now, from where I'm sitting right now, I've been through depression. I've been through some very dark times where I've considered taking my own life. Now, what happened for me is I had a why. For me, I had my two daughters, and, they kind of always kept my nose, above water, because I didn't want to leave them behind. And I've got, other wonderful family members and good things happening, but, when I was in the deep depression, or the deepest parts of it, you don't think about a lot of those things, and it's, really, really hard to kind of get yourself out of that sort of mindset. Now, I guess the sort of next thing that I want to kind of touch on is how depression's almost like an addiction. You've been in it for so long, you don't understand any other way but that. And when you feel something that doesn't feel like that, you don't believe that it's going to continue. You believe that it's going to go away just as quickly as it came, sort of like a fleeting thought, a feeling, maybe one day you were happy because something good happened. But then your mind immediately goes towards, oh, well, that was nice, but I know all this other crap is coming back, and you end up back in that sort of paradigm. Now, what this is really going to be is about a multi-part series of videos that I'm going to share, things, tools that I've learned that I feel will help you, that definitely helped me. And, I was really, really touched by the people and other videos that I saw that really, really helped me, and I'm hoping a lot of these things are going to help. Now, back on the topic of mental state and the feeling that you have when you're inside of that hole. Now, for some people, they don't go through depression, they don't understand it, they can't comprehend it, and, well, is it just that they haven't allowed it in? I guess it's really kind of not your problem. I mean, you are where you are right now, and that's why you're watching this video, and I'm very grateful that you took the few minutes to watch this video, and will hopefully watch future videos that I post on the subject and other subjects as well. But I guess what I'm trying to communicate is that there's a mindset. Like you're stuck in a pattern where everything is dark. I mean, if you can picture Eeyore from the Winnie the Pooh novels, where he kind of had that dark cloud that was always sort of carrying around behind him, an expectation that negativity is going to continuously happen. I would say that's honestly true, and that's a large part of where depression comes from, is that you don't have a belief that you can get out of that hole. In my mind, it's like a hole that you dig, and you dig and you dig and you dig, and you go further and further into it, until the point where you can't even see daylight anymore. But you can change that. You can change that by getting help, professional help. You can change that by changing your environment, changing your energy, changing your belief system. changing the way that you sort of look at the world. And that doesn't necessarily happen overnight. I mean, that takes time, it takes repetition. It took a long time to dig the hole that, depression sort of like enveloped you in. So, it's going to take some time to change your mind, to change your belief system. And you have to be willing to do that. And part of that is finding your why. And your why can be something as simple as, I just want to feel better and consistently better. Like life doesn't have to be all rainbows and unicorns and, sunny days. I mean, life's just not like that. It's not like that for anybody. Even the people that you see that are happy-go-lucky, and you sort of look at them and it's just like, well, how is it even possible to be like that? And, when you're in that mode of depression, it's actually not possible, but you can literally get there. Am I happy-go-lucky all the time? No, I mean, we're humans. We have bad days. Things happen that are out of our control, and often things happen where we sort of propel them to happen, manifest them, however you want to look at it. So it's largely, in my opinion, of changing the mindset, and that changing of the mindset comes from many different areas. I think it comes from how we eat, and part of how we eat comes down to how we treat ourselves, whether or not we have any sort of belief that we are worthy, that it is possible to feel better. And, let me give you this one. It is possible. It's just about looking at the problem differently. Now, by nature, like my career, I'm a Unix administrator, and with any solution or any problem, really, there are multiple solutions and multiple ways to get there. And that's sort of my opinion, is that there are things that I can share with you that might help you to get there. There are things that other people have experienced, friends, family members, medical professionals, all sorts of ways that you can get help, assistance. And first thing I want to communicate to you is that you are worthy, you do deserve to feel better, and it is possible. So, changing the mindset is a lot of work because it took a lot of time. You have a lot of time invested in the previous mindset of negativity always happening, these events that occurred in your life, whether it was somebody abusing you, somebody using you. A lot of them we kind of tend to externalize and not necessarily believe that we were in control. But what I found in my personal life was a lot of times it was me who was giving up control to those people, to those events, to those things that happened. And, some terrible things happened to me in my lifetime, but I've met other people with really, really terrible stories. One specifically where a girl, she was unable to have children because she was so badly abused. There's a lot of terrible stuff that does happen out there, but that doesn't have to be the case. And you can change those things. I mean, you can't change technically what happened, but you can change the way your mind sees them and how impactful they are to you. Therefore, reducing the disability, if you will, that it creates within your own mind, you stop playing the victim role and start playing more of a factual, this thing happened. Through techniques like NLP, you can go back and revisit events and sort of change the way that your mind sees these events, and they become more like learning opportunities for you to sort of look at them, see them from a different perspective, and then take a lesson. And some of these things, there really is no lesson. It's just other people doing very terrible things because, very terrible things were done to them. And in there, you might learn a degree of compassion and acceptance. And part of that is, letting go of some of those things that keep dragging you down. It's many of those things are almost like, tying an anchor to your ankle and jumping over, 4,000 feet of water and, trying to swim. I mean, if you don't untangle the anchor, you're going to go down with the anchor, right? I mean, that's kind of how depression feels, because it can feel like it's that all-encompassing, pressure squeezing down on you, taking you further and further, taking you further away from light, air. I don't know, and hopefully also learn, or I also, yes, of course I want to learn too, because I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly evolving, and so will you. But one of the things that I'm hoping that you'll be able to derive from this is that there is a way, there is help, there are people that love you. And even if you don't think that there always are. I mean, take me for example. I don't know you personally, but what I have for you is compassion, experience with depression, and love, unconditional love, in the sense that, I care about you as a fellow human being. I want you to feel better. I want you to have a different impact on the world. So rather than carrying around your negativity, you have a much more positive view, higher vibes, as some will say. And that's sort of my personal mission is, I've been through the depression and I'm feeling a ton better, and this is a couple of years later, and I'm hoping to help people to get through that and to live a life that they want to live. And part of that is, just compassion for human beings. I mean, there's a lot of really, really wonderful human beings out there. And then there's other ones that have gone through difficulties and they choose very negative ways to sort of relay those thoughts, like, bullying and sabotaging other people and putting them down. But part of what you're going to have to learn is that those things that other people do and say, they don't impact you unless you let them. And in the current mindset, you sort of give away your power. And this series is really going to be about taking your power back, empowering you, about allowing you to love yourself, to see your self-worth, to grow, and to make your life a life that you really want to live, a life that you love living. Anyways, I hope that you watch more videos in this series, and I can help you guys along. Feel free to comment below about things that you want to hear more about. Smash the like button, subscribe. Looking forward to helping you guys. Thank you.